Hello everyone and welcome to the Tank Club. Today we're in the Tank Club training house on the PTS. It's week 4 and there's a lot of changes that we want to talk about regarding Dragonknights. Now, a lot of the changes that have happened are going to affect tanks and we're going to go over everything that you need to know. Let's have a little look at the patch notes to start with. So the first thing we've got coming into the first change is Burning Embers. They're bringing down the healing to 50% from 100%. If we look at this from the tank perspective, so you deal flame damage and it does flame damage over 14 seconds, once every 2 seconds. You heal for 50% of the damage done, and it also would have procced the Combustion Passive, which gives back Magicka. The only time it's really worth using this is when you're in a situation that you are using the Encratis monster set. So when using Encratis, you want to have the option of putting a damage over time effect on the enemy with like a flame based damage over time, so that it will proc your Encratis on cooldown. The fact that this also offered a healing and some Magicka return was a really nice benefit. The fact also is that engulfing flames on a tank wasn't really necessary, especially last patch. It's just not something that you absolutely have to have, because you've typically got Dragonknight damage dealers in your group, and trying to stack your engulfing flames stats up so that you can reach the maximum value usually means that you're sacrificing other areas of your build, which isn't usually an option for the majority of tanks. Now, especially for this particular patch, the High Isle patch, there's been a change to engulfing flames, which makes it less valuable for the tank to even stack it, because they've reduced it down from 10% to 6% the damage bonus that you get, and you need such high stats as well to be able to perform that full 6%. So Burning Embers has always been the better option. The only time really you need to use Engulfing Flames is if you're the only Dragonknight in a group. You're a Dragonknight tank, you're the only DK, and you're in a group that is using enough flame damage to benefit from that as well. In terms of the damage over time and the healing that you get from Burning Embers, there is a better option. If you're basically using Burning Embers as a healing over time skill, you would be better off using Cinderstorm. Now, Cinderstorm is a bigger heal. It will heal every 1 second instead of every 2 seconds like Burning Embers. And also, this is a snare, and it's virtually free. 370 Magicka every 1 second, it's free. This would also proc the Helping Hands passive every time you cast it, so you'll get 990 stamina back. So you can spam cast it for stamina back, you can leave it on the ground for healing. In combat, you're looking at about 2k healing every 1 second. So this is actually the better option if you need a healing overtime skill. And the fact that it's so cheap as well. If you're using Magicka cost reduction jewelry, it's going to be even cheaper. So you have got those options there. The other big change is the Combustion Passive. This passive now has a cooldown of 3 seconds, up from 0.5 seconds. This is pretty huge in terms of the sustain benefits. So as a tank, for a couple of patches now, we've been using a charged poison damage glyph. So the Combustion Passive is what we make use of by doing this. So when you use a charged weapon, it increases the chance to apply a status effect. When you use a poison damage glyph, it's going to apply the poisoned effect, and it's got a higher chance because of the charged trait. What this change means is, obviously we use that to restore 1,000 stamina. So every time we poison the enemy using that particular setup, we get 1,000 stamina back. This is now going to happen every 3 seconds. Now, this isn't really a nerf for tanks, because if you think about it this way, you cannot proc a poison glyph quicker than every 3 seconds anyway. So this isn't going to really impact us in terms of using the charged poison weapon. We can't proc an enchant more than once every 3 seconds, not the poison enchant. It's not going to proc that fast anyway. So the cooldown isn't going to make any difference to us in that regards. So this combustion change isn't going to affect us as tanks at any point. So when you apply burning to an enemy, you restore 1,000 Magicka. When you apply poison to an enemy, you restore 1,000 stamina. These effects can occur once every 3 seconds, individually of each other. So we can get the 1,000 Magicka back, which we're going to get if we use an Engulfing Flames or Burning Embers. We're able to get the stamina back by using our Taunt, by using our champion points, by using our cutting defense, by using our heroic slash and that kind of stuff. We're going to still get the stamina back. So this is not a problem at all. We're still going to use the same enchants on a tank. If you need sustain benefits, there's going to be no issues whatsoever. On to the next change. Coagulating Blood. This morph no longer reduces in cost, but instead increases the healing bonus based on your missing health up to 50%. What I've actually been looking at here is, at what point does this morph become a better heal for a tank compared to Green Dragon Blood? Now, Green Dragon Blood doesn't have a set value on its healing, and Coagulating Blood does. Now, from what I've tested so far, is actually this morph is the better morph until you're at about 30% health. So if you're a tank that often heals yourself when you're above 50% health, then you might as well be taking this morph. If you are a tank that waits until 20-30% to heal yourself when you're really in danger, then Green Dragon Blood is the better morph. So if you're looking at raw healing values, so just by casting this we get an 8,450 heal. That's at full health. If we use Green Dragon Blood at full health, we will gain 0 health back because we're at full health. Now, if we knock down our health, for example, we're going to have to wait a few seconds for the healing debuff to go. But let's say we narrow down our health a little bit. If we heal at sort of 30%, if we heal at 40% there, 10,900. If we heal at 40% with Green Dragon Blood, we're only going to get a 10k heal. So you're already getting like 1,000 more healing from healing at 40%. So actually, if you want a skill, and the thing is, Green Dragon Blood even gives you more healing because you gain healing benefits with the Minor Vitality, but that doesn't appear to make much of a difference. This morph seems to heal a lot more. So if we go and take our health down a little bit further, so here we are at 20%, 11,700. At 20% with Green Dragon Blood, we'd be getting about 12k heal. So Green Dragon Blood would be better in that situation. But if we look at sort of healing at a much higher health number, so if you're somebody who heals maybe around 60%, here it is. So you get a 10k heal at 60%. If you were using Green Dragon Blood, you'd only get a 6.7k heal. So there is a huge difference. Depending on how you play as a tank, this morph could now be far superior for self-healing. If you're somebody who waits until the last second, until you're almost dead, then obviously you're going to get more benefit from Green Dragon Blood. Now obviously you can combine Igneous Shield into that, because you're going to give yourself major mending. So if we take our health really low again and see what sort of heal we're going to get. We've got a 14k heal there from really low down. Let me just show you the difference when we change it over to Green Dragon Blood. Obviously Green Dragon Blood heals you for 33% of your missing health. You also get major endurance, major vitality, major fortitude. So you've got some extra little perks there. But it doesn't appear that they seem to make much difference in terms of when we heal ourselves. So as I said before, like if you heal at around 50% with Green Dragon Blood, the heal that you get is way less than what you would with the other morph. So if we kind of look at this now, we'll bring ourselves to around 50%. We're getting an 8k heal. It's just, you have to be a really low health to benefit more from Green Dragon Blood. Like if you only use Dragon Blood as an emergency heal, so we've got the Minor Vitality active here. We're going to proc this at 27%, a 12k heal. So to make the most out of Green Dragon Blood, you really do have to have super low health. So if you are somebody who reactionarily uses this at low health, then Green Dragon Blood is superior. So there you go. That is the change for the healing skills on the Dragonknight. Now the only other thing that's really changed, obviously, for the DK this patch, in terms of tanking, if you are the only DK in a group, you may have to run Engulfing Flames. Now, you will only get a 6% damage bonus now with Engulfing Flames, down from 10%, and you have to increase your weapon and spell damage. Now this used to be sort of spell damage and max magicka, and it used to be an achievable value. Now we have to kind of try and boost our weapon and our spell damage, and it is kind of difficult to reach that 6% as a tank without completely destroying your build. So by having sort of spell damage and weapon damage, and you have to make sure you're picking up all the group buffs that you'll get for that weapon and spell damage increase as well, it is a challenge, and it's something that they really obviously don't want tanks to be doing, and it is kind of difficult to reach that 6%. But as you can see right there, I'm already halfway there. I'm at 3% already as a tank, but without really doing anything. I'm just set up as a regular tank. But to push it to that 6% takes a lot of work. So engulfing flames on a tank for me is kind of deteriorating rapidly. It's not going to be something that you typically want to use on a tank anymore, because it is hard to achieve, and it's not worth losing all of your build, all of your recovery, all of your stats, everything you need to be able to tank successfully, just to give your group an additional 2 or 3% more flame damage. Okay guys, that is everything relating to the Dragonknight changes that are on the PTS. We'll see if there's any more as we go into the last couple of weeks of the test server, and we'll see what happens. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.